Hi, Father Scott Vanderveer here. Have you noticed that incredibly talented young cantor who sometimes is leading the singing at our 9:30 live stream mass from St. Patrick's in Ravenna? I'll bet you have, because I have received so many compliments about how faithfully and beautifully and skillfully she leads us. Her name is Sarah Bernasconi. She goes to Bethlehem High School, and she is a member of two parishes. She goes to church with her family at St. Patrick's in Ravenna, but they also are involved at St. Thomas Parish in Delmar, where she's a member of the youth core team there. Sarah is an incredibly faith-filled young woman. Not only does she have the voice of an angel that has blown us all away, but the depth that she demonstrates is just remarkable. I know a lot of you would like to get to know her better, and so I'd like to share with you a short video that she has created for the youth ministry core team at St. Thomas Church in Delmar. She talks about self-worth and the challenge that all of us face in seeing ourselves as God sees us. You may think that someone as beautiful and talented as she would never have to struggle with self-worth, but all of us are facing battles that others know nothing about. Listen to this brief sharing that Sarah offers us on the role of self-worth in her life and how she's fighting to keep the progress that she's made during quarantine going far into the future.
Hi, my name is Sarah and I'm on the Youth Ministry Core Team at St. Thomas. As a group, we decided that about once a week we're going to be sending out a reflection or witness talk from a member of the core team so that we can share and you can reflect, and throughout this time of quarantine, as things start opening up, we can really keep God in the picture and stay close to Him. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about self-worth and how that's always been a big struggle for me, how I've been going on that journey, and that journey's not done, but I'm just going to share a little bit about that. I was taught from a young age that God loved me and that God had a plan for me, and I believed it, I loved it, it was very comforting for me, and I looked to God through all my problems, but where the problem lay was when I thought about what others thought of me, I considered that higher than what God thought of me. And so when I got to middle school, I started having those self-deprecating thoughts that came into my head and told me I wasn't good enough, whether it be my looks or how I talked, what I did, how I did it, and if I was good at it or not. My mom always would tell me, if the things you said to yourself were said by someone else to you, they'd be considered the biggest bully in the whole wide world. And I don't know if I saw it quite then, but I definitely see it now. I was relying on the world for compliments in order to feel like I had worth in this life. It was a very fragile scale, and if someone said something nice to me, I was very happy and it made my whole day great, and if someone said something kind of negative, it made my whole world crash down. If I saw anyone, though, talking bad about themselves, I did not hesitate to go up to them and say, you are beautiful, you are made in the image of God, and there is no reason you should be talking bad about yourself. You're perfect just the way you are. And I truly meant that. So it sounds super hypocritical after what I just told you. And I was so sure about it for everyone else, but it just didn't work when I said it to myself. This happened for a few years, and I started to learn more about God's plan for me, and I started to look more towards God for my worth, and I was reading a lot of scripture, but still there was always that voice in the back of my head that relied on other people for my worth. And then quarantine hit. Quarantine slapped me right in the face, and I realized no one was there to tell me I looked good or that I looked bad. So I really had no feeling of myself, and I had no negative nor positive view of myself. So I felt pretty empty and lonely, and I turned to God and I just said, listen, what is your plan for me? Help me. And I found the verse, Psalm 139:14, and it says, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, I know that full well. And that just struck me so deep, because it told me that it's not just everyone who it's not just everyone else who is made perfectly by God. I am included in that too. I was made fearfully and wonderfully by God, and it applies to me too. I am no exception, and neither are you. So while a compliment makes me feel good, and a negative comment will never feel good and it might hurt me a little bit, I know that that won't break the stable and steady foundation that the Lord has set for me. And I really just feel blessed to have realized that, and I am so thankful that you were able to watch this. Thank you so much, and you'll see us next week again. Thank you.
I know, right? She's incredible. I'd just like to take a moment to help us all to see a little more clearly. Young people are incredible. So often the world is in such desperate straits, we think, oh, everything's going down the toilet. What are we going to do? There's no hope. But God has instilled hope everywhere. It's all over the place, hidden and waiting to be found. And Sarah is one of those examples of hope. You know that God has not abandoned the world if he has made young people that good. So we give thanks and praise for Sarah today. We thank God for making her, for filling her with faith, for giving her a family where that faith could be nurtured and tended, and for bringing her to St. Patrick's Church in Ravenna, where we get to grow with her and experience the blessing of the gifts God has given her. May you recognize your worth, your intrinsic beautiful worth, just as Sarah is discovering hers. And may we all be gentle with each other as we continue this important work that is never done. God bless you.